Good evening and welcome to another live stream from a home in Italy. My name's David Benton, and together with my wife Silvana, we've helped countless people purchase, restore, and move to beautiful Italy, and especially Abruzzo, where I'm talking to you from now. Great to be back. No idea how many people are in the room at the moment because my ticker's not working. So, Tony, you're going to have to do that manually, I'm afraid. Let us know where you are in the world. Start writing in the chat box so it doesn't look like I'm just talking to myself. Al's the first one. Hello, Dave from Sulmona, Italy. Al's been looking at properties today. I wonder if he's found anything. Is he going to be a future Meet the Home Buyer? Who knows? Write in the chat box, let us know where you are, what you're up to, and let's make sure that everything's working okay. Tonight, I'm excited. I really am excited. Tonight is my Abruzzo, but it's sort of my Abruzzo mixed with sort of Meet the Home Buyers, mixed with something else. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, me neither. Anyway, it's going to be fantastic. We've got two guests. Well, we've got four. Two couples that are coming in. We're really looking forward to this. Hi, Susan. Susan from Texas. She's going to be Meet the Home Buyer, possibly next week, actually. Troy and Tanya in Nova Scotia. Tony Brown. I meant to ban. I must remember. Troy D. I must remember that. We need to ban Troy D from this. Anyway, where was I? Completely lost train of thought. But yeah, we've got two fantastic couples that have just recently been on the last two tours. So the one 2 weeks ago and the one last week. So we're going to find out how things went on the tour, what they thought of Abruzzo, and what's happening in their lives. Because I think it's going to be quite good tonight. It's going to be quite... here's Linda. Linda from Dublin. I was on the recent tour. Hello, Linda. We're back to this relationship again where we're just screen and camera and emails and that's it. Pacentro Pete. Where else would I be, he said. Always great to hear from Pacentro. You know, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited, and I know Tony's excited because he's ridiculous when it comes to the big C word, the things that happen in December. But I'm looking... the thing that happens in December, I'm looking forward to the big Christmas edition because we're going to get all these characters back on. We're going to have Pacentro Pete, we're going to have Lama Laurie, we're going to have Palombaro Patrick, we're going to have loads, and we're going to have new people as well. We're going to make up names for lots of people. Troy says, but he's close to a property decision. I might let you off then, Troy. Depends. See how good you are. So welcome. What do I want to do? I want to get into things pretty quick today, so you'll be pleased I'm not going to talk too much at the beginning, but I will obviously be speaking a little bit. Thanks for that. We have got the stunning photo of the week. We've also got Monica and Tony's tongue-twisting trials. Thank you. We've also got we've got a fantastic guest, so it's going to be a full day of it. So let's quickly get on to what's this one? Ciao, David from where was that? Grand Canyon. He's actually in the Grand Canyon. Ciao, David, and everyone from Grand Canyon, Arizona. Great. Love the Grand Canyon. Completely lost my train of thought. Okay, so let's do the notices. Let's get on with that pretty quick, and then we get into things. Let's start with the tour date. No internet. Monica's saying, oh, I get crazy. Not now. Monica is crazy. She's somewhere in Abruzzo in a camper van looking for a property. It's going to happen soon, Monica. I'm sure of that. Tour dates. So we've just finished the last tour of this year. Fantastic. Another great group. Everybody's been amazing this year. And yeah, I think when the groups get together, it's just brilliant. We have these WhatsApp groups. Everybody sort of keeps in touch. And it happens every time. I just think it's fantastic. I think these tours, and obviously I am going to push them as much as possible, but people must come on them because it's a great way of seeing the area. It's a great way of seeing properties, and you meet some fantastic people like we've done over the last few weeks. And the two couples that are coming in tonight have been on the last two tours, so we're going to talk about the tours a little bit as well. So the tour dates for next week, January 30th to 31st. January is fantastic. I keep saying it. At the moment, bookings are quite low. I think we're maybe just having one coach, which is fine as well. But January is a brilliant time to come. I know some people say it's too soon after Christmas and all the rest of it, but it's a brilliant time to come. So if you are thinking about coming, make the January tour. Good one. It will be fantastic, like they all are. Then we've got March 27th and 28th, which has already started booking up. May 8th and 9th and May 29th and 30th. We will also be doing tours, not during the summertime because it's too hot, but we will do tours September, October, November again. like we've done this year. So don't worry about that. So make sure, go onto the website, www.homebuyer.com, click on tours, and have a look at the information and book next year's tours. Okay, I've told you now. Remember, book the tours. Also, remember, if you are looking to rent a property in Abruzzo, send a message to our friends over at Rent in Abruzzo. And look, we've got a new link for you. Go onto YouTube, okay, youtube.com/@Rent in Abruzzo. Press pause, write it down, youtube.com/@Rent in Abruzzo. And there you will see the videos. They're not all finished yet of all the properties, but you will see videos of properties that are available for rent for short-term and long-term. The great thing is on these videos as well is they've done some drone footage of the local areas that we often speak about. So there's something on Petorano, there's something on Raiano, there's Vittorito, there's Sulmona. So it's great. Get on there, jump on there, youtube.com/@rentinabruzzo.com. Have a look at the properties that are available as well. So if you're looking for short-term, long-term, maybe you're looking to get your visa and you don't want to buy anything yet, but you want a 12 months rental, get on there, and I'm sure there'll be something that you like. And then you can email them at rentinabruzzo@gmail.com. We are not part of that company. That is nothing to do with us. They're good friends, great friends of ours. And they're moving out here, which is going to be fantastic as well. Well, I think it is. We'll see. It depends what they're like. I've never met. I'm sure she's fantastic. I'm not sure about him, but we'll see. I'm sure. I hope he's not on yet. It probably is. But yes, get in touch with them and see what's available, and have a look at that video channel, because it does show some of the area as well, which we will be doing shortly as well. We're getting ready for some. We're Tony, I can tell, he's laughing now, but we are getting ready for our town tours during the winter time. That is my excuse me, that is what I'm going to be doing this winter, is going around the towns and bringing you some great content on a Saturday, not just of properties for sale, but also showing you the local area as well, which is important. What other thing have I got to say? I've done the tours, I've done everything else. I think that's it. I think that's just about it. So, stunning photo of the week. Shall we do that? I think we should do that. And this week's stunning photo of the week is from, I've written his name down, Chris Brown. Chris Brown gets the award for stunning photo of the week. That is a stunning photo, isn't it? That's a pretty good photograph, that. And that is in Pacentro, in the Val di Peligna, close to Sulmona. Great picture. I really like the... yeah, I'm going to sound all arty now, and I really like the way the sun is. I'm not good at this description thing. But anyway, it's a good picture. I think it is. So thank you so much to Chris Brown for sending that in. And remember, anybody else that wants to go on to the, wants to have an appearance on here, if you like, send me a photograph to info@homeinitaly.com. Doesn't have to be in Abruzzo. It can be anywhere. And if you can write the word stunning or do something creative with the word stunning, then I will get you on there. And what I will say, John, I'm not going to say his surname, but John, who bought a property from us in using our services in Gesso Palena, has sent me so many photographs, but the file size is too small. So when I blow them up, they all look blurred. So if you could send me a couple in bigger, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, if you can just send them... higher resolution is the word I'm looking for, then that would be absolutely fantastic. We'll make sure that you're on stunning photo of the week. Everybody else, just send me something. It can even be stunning photographs of your pets, anything whatsoever. We've got Lorraine as well, Lorraine in Texas. We'll be in Calgary in January, hoping to do March tours. Superb. Okay, so as I said, I do want to get on with Laura. Oh, it's hello from Petorano. Great place from Rent in Abruzzo. Fantastic. See, that's another one for Rent in Abruzzo. It is a great place in Petorano. They've got a brilliant house there. We all know what that foghorn was, don't we? Darren saying, evening, Dave. Thanks again for an outstanding tour. Evening, everyone. If you haven't been on the tours, do it. You won't regret it. Thank you, Darren. That is very kind of you. And it's actually strange meeting these people and sort of putting a face to names that we see regular on here. It's fantastic. Here he is, Lewis. I can't wait. I think that should be I can't wait 2, isn't it, Lewis? Shouldn't it be 2 TOO? I don't know. He's looking forward to meeting us. That's where it is. That's Rent in Abruzzo, Lewis. So if you find him on there, you just tag him or message him or whatever you need to do. Okay, so we know what that air horn was. It's time for Domenico and Tony's tongue-twisting trials. Are we ready? This evening, anybody that doesn't know what this section is, this is where Tony is going to try and read something in his best Italian. It's a famous quote from a film, and we can't guess what film it is yet. You've got to wait while later in the show, while Domenico, our agent in the Sulmona area, comes on, and in his best English, he's going to say the same quote, and then you can start guessing. Are we ready? Here he is.
Good evening. Good evening.
Are you ready for this one,
Yeah,
Tom?
okay.
Are you getting excited? You're getting excited for Christmas?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've had
He's
two
extremely
Christmas.
sad and watches Christmas films at least 3-4 times a day, including those terrible ones that they put on. What's that channel?
Oh, you can't beat Hallmark. Hallmark Christmas movies, #1.
And it must be exciting. Now you've got a new granddaughter as well, which
Oh yeah.
I did congratulate you a while ago. And let's just try something out, Tony. What's your new granddaughter called?
Sophia. She's got a second name called Lily, so I'm going to
say it properly. Sophia. What's
Sophia?
Yeah.
Sophia.
Not Sophia. That's like something you sit on and watch telly.
But why do they call her Soph then?
But probably for you.
I'm going to call her Lily because that's the second
Sophia,
name.
just think of Sophia Loren, not Sophia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can't stop thinking about it.
I'm gonna that's another story. I'm going to test you again in a couple of weeks. We'll see how that goes. Are you ready for this one? I haven't sent it yet, have I? Let me send it.
No.
Right,
I'm still recovering from
and
the
also on this one, right? You listen to me before you read what it is. You got to read it. You need to start. You're not putting enough passion into your Italian speaking, so you've got to read it as if like it's an inspirational speech.
Oh, okay.
Imagine Yoda speaking to Luke Skywalker. That kind of, you look a bit like him. So we're not.
What?
so you need to read this with some passion. We need to set. Hang on a sec. We need to set the scene. Hang on.
Okay. Passion.
That's not really a scene, is it? But let's try it again. Let's do it again. It sounds a bit dodgy, that doesn't it? Right. Okay. Are you ready? Have you read it? So with passion.
I've been listening to you.
You ready?
Yeah, go on. I'm watching. In for a penny, in for a pound.
3, 2, 1, go.
Ascoltami, impara da me. Non ero I migliori perché uccidevo velocemente. Ero I migliori perché la folla mi adorava. Vinci la folla e vincerei la tua libertà. Very
good. I need you to sound more forceful, though. That last bit, I want to hear that again. You know when it says "Vinci la folla"? That right? It's going to be. You just think you're right. Go.
Right. Vinci la folla e vincere la tua libertà.
There you go. Doesn't get any better than that, folks, does it? It does not get any. I mean, how can you fail to learn Italian when you listen to Tony every week? It's impossible. I don't know, you all should be fluent now. Absolutely incredible. Oh, what am I doing? Anyway, let's move on. Are we ready? Are we ready for tonight's guess? Tony, can you take the ticker off? Because when I bring the two couples on, I don't want it to he's taking his time. He's trying to work out. Oh, there you go. All done. Okay, are we ready for tonight? So it's a mixture of My Abruzzo and a mixture of Meet the Homebuyers. So let's bring Mark and Mark. I've done this in the order of my photographs. So let's go to Dennis and Vivian first, and we'll bring Mark and Nader on after that. Good evening.
Buonasera.
Buonasera a te. How's things? Are you okay?
Yep, we're here in beautiful, where are we? Atessa at our B&B. We just picked this as a base of operations to meet everybody for the tour and making some food and getting them all, immersed in the culture. It's been great.
I absolutely love, Dennis, that I saw you drinking a glass of wine earlier and you've no idea where in the world you are as well. I think that's just fantastic. It's
Who
just,
cares?
you know, that's it. You just forget about life, don't you? Who cares? It doesn't matter where you are. You're in Abruzzo. That's the most important thing. Obviously, you've got a T-shirt saying "Crazy Bee Do." People is going to be thinking about that. So first of all, let's introduce. I wanted to show some photographs. You've just been on a tour, both of you. You were on last week's tour. We're going to talk about the tours shortly, but if we can just know a little bit about yourselves, where you're from, and then we'll go from there. This is you guys on the tour, so let us tell everybody where you're from.
Well, we're Dennis and Vivian Larson, and we're from a little tiny island in the Western Pacific called Guam. So it's it's an actual territory of the United States, and me and my family have been out there for close to 50 years. There it is, right there. So,
You sent me this map very kind. You know, I was trying to work out where Guam was on my, and I just couldn't get it into my head because you're so far away from America. Aren't you? Is it the furthest territory, if you like, away?
Indeed, they call it the spearhead of America, or where America's day begins. So we're just a little bit east of the Philippines, 3 hours, and 7 hours west of Hawaii. So, you know, indeed, it's a big military base. But I grew up there as a kid and ran businesses and so forth through back in Alaska. But then we moved back to Guam over 35 years ago to start our businesses there. So you might, as the Crazy Bee thing says, we run a honeybee farm and a honeybee rescue program in Guam. So we're apeists. We run a honey farm, and then we also have a large dog boarding kennel, and we're involved in the pet business there, and we also have a small farm where we grow some crops and stuff there. So yeah, great little place to live.
Well, I'm going to give a huge shout out to you guys because you were so kind. I'm going to put this on the screen so hopefully people can pause it and take your information, because you guys, you do send your honey. Can you send it anywhere? Anywhere
in the world. That's right. Just drop us an email or on Instagram or something, and yeah, we're happy to. Bees are very, very unique. Believe it or not, they're Italian, Apis mellifera Italiano. They came from Italy.
Right.
Over 120 years ago, they made their way to Guam through America, Hawaii, and then eventually to Guam. So the unique part about it is now Guam is the last place on the planet Earth where our bees are disease-free, because we've never allowed any in since then. So yeah, we make great honey. The bees are secure. We've just started recently sending them around the world. So I've made it my plan to come to Abruzzo and study them even further for the rest of my life.
Superb. Absolutely great story. And I will say to both of you, thank you for all the gifts that you brought over, and especially thank you for these. You brought a big bottle and a small bottle. I'm presuming the small bottle was for Tony. Obviously, I'm not going to give him the big bottle. So, but yeah, I've already opened the big one, and it's so good. I just need to decide whether or not I'm going to give him this. I've told him I'd give him the bit. I don't know if there's any sort of bits left at the end. If there is, I was just going to mix a bit of water and send him that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I will say to anybody, and it's not a plug, but it is a plug because you deserve it. But this is absolutely fantastic, and it really, really, really is good. I do love honey. In the UK, I hated honey because it's all the mixed stuff. It's all, I don't know what they put in it. When we came to Abruzzo and I tried the honey for the first time, it was amazing, and this stuff is amazing. So I would definitely say to people, contact definitely. And just to give you one more plug, so the name of the business is Raw 671 Farms. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Perfect. Well, I really hope that people do get in touch, because you definitely deserve that. And you're in Abruzzo at the moment. You're in Atessa at the moment. We're going to talk about the tour in a second, but I want to bring on our next guests, which are Mark and Nada. Let's bring those on screen. Here we are. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Fantastic. And you guys are also in Abruzzo as well. Is that correct?
We are. We're in one of Lewis's rentals, and very, very appreciative of him. Believe me.
Super. You're in. Is it Ryan? You're in Raiano, aren't you? In the apartment in Raiano. So you can tell us the truth about Lewis, because he's always having a go. Was he any good? Was he good to deal with, or if you feel you need to speak bad about him, just let it out. Just
Although I'll just tell you the truth, because he's probably not on, that his wife is probably fabulous. He's doing okay.
So he's been looking after you. Have you? Is doing.
Absolutely, he has, and he's got a great guy here who takes care of the place. When we have a problem, we know we can reach out to Franca, who's literally right above us. It makes it great. Plus, we're we're right just a few 10 minutes away from the train station. We're having a great time here. When we get into our home in Capistrano, we're already going to know Rihanna. That's not fair.
Well, it's superb that you're in, and you came on a tour. You both came on 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? The tour that we'll talk about that in a second. But let's just bring a few photographs up. This is me and you, Mark, having we're deep in conversation there. Aren't we? I think we're putting the world to rights there. If you can tell,
You just listen to us.
Yeah, it's serious conversation going off there. So that's obviously in Sulmona, and again, there's two of you outside the main church in Sulmona. Let's have a look at these photographs. This one is go on, you tell us where this one is.
This is right in front of our brand new home in Capistrano. Cannot wait to figure out how old this crazy house is, but we ended up with a home that is completely redone. We get to move in without a project, which we're so excited about.
Excellent. Tony, I just want to say, no, I thought your video had frozen. It must be because you're sitting really still, the pair of you. Okay, let's, and then we've got another photograph. Where was this, Nada? Where are you here?
We were actually walking down from the piazza in Capistrano down to our home, future home, because we wanted to see how steep it was, because we look up from the house up to the castle, it looks so steep, and so we wanted to find our way down and see how steep it really was.
Okay, perfect. I think we've got another photo. Oh no, we'll come back to that shortly. Okay, so obviously you've all been on tours. So I do want to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll find out what's happening, because you're both in similar sort of situations. Lorraine is saying, met you in Riano, amazing small world. So there you go. You must have met Lorraine, the crazy Lorraine, as I like to call her. She's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so both on tours. Dennis and Vivian, what would you say? What did you think of the tour? I want to give them a little bit of a plug, but be as honest. We've not spoken about this. Obviously I will cut you off, but no, sorry. What did you think?
I loved it. I mean, the whole point of it was to be able to explore and see the villages that we were interested in, because you can look at homes all day long on the internet, but you don't know what the village is like, if you're going to like that place or not. So it's a very valuable experience.
Yeah. And did you expect, was Abruzzo everything that you expected, or was it, because it's the first time for all of you?
Definitely more.
Yeah, I would have to say I've traveled around the world a little bit. Spent a little time in Alaska, lived up there for 8 years of my life, and I always had the yearning to go back someplace where there was this kind of scenery and mountains and streams and topography. And we've been looking at photos of this place and videos of this place for a couple of years, and I tell you what, it's beautiful through your eyes, but until you stand here and look at it, you just can't understand. It's the morning walk out on the balcony, for instance, and you look, it's just like you pinch yourself. Am I dreaming? Am I really here? Is this like, am I really seeing that? It's breathtaking, and for lack of better terms, stunning every turn.
Brilliant. And this was your tour group. You're there. I was actually struggling to find you, Dennis, and I don't know why, because you're the tallest there with a white beard, but I was looking at the photograph and thinking, sorry, that's the next one. I was thinking, where on earth is Dennis? I thought we'd missed you, but we found you anyway in the end. So Mark and Nada, what did you guys get from the tour? What did you think of the? Sorry, I've just knocked Mark and Nada off. Hopefully they're Are you still with us?
We are, yes. We got friends from the tour. That's a real big thing that hit us. Great friends from the tour that you can tell you're going to be friends with them for the duration. Some of them have already said they're on their way over here. When we finally get into Capistrano, they know they're going to be able to come and stay. And it was friends that we really got from there.
Yeah. And was Abruzzo everything that you thought it would be? Did you get out of the tour what you wanted? What were you? I mean, I know your situation was a bit different because you'd sort of found the house. You booked the tour, but then you found the house remotely, but you said I want to still come on the tour anyway. Were you glad that you did that, or?
Yes, for sure. We approached it. Like Vivian said, to get a feel for the different towns. And it was kind of nice to not have the pressure of, looking at this place and looking at that place as we went through the tour and the different towns. It was more relaxing for us because we had already, found our property ahead of the tours. But the one thing that I keep telling Mark as we're going on walks and taking videos and photos, it's like you cannot capture the beauty and how majestic the mountains are in a video or a photo or on any of your videos. I mean, it's just so much more spectacular than you could have done.
I don't know whether to take that as having to go at my videos, or if it's just Abruzzo that's incredible. No, I'm only joking.
After spending 2 days with Tony on the bus and realizing how much he thinks his side of the mountain is so beautiful, he's got nothing on our side of the mountain, baby.
Well, we've got a bit of an argument now because you two guys have both chosen different sides of the mountains. But what we're going to say is we're not going to be political. We're definitely not going to be political. We'll just say the whole of Abruzzo is beautiful.
That it is.
So this is your tour group. I was trying to find you on here. I think you're both somewhere on the back seat. I think Tony got the back seat, but you guys are somewhere amongst this crazy bunch. This was on the Friday after lunch and after wine and everything else. But I think everybody seemed to have a good time. So let's get. I was going to show just a few more pictures of the tours or different tours. I mean, some of these were. In fact, you're there, Mark. Actually, looking very Italian on the right hand side there. So obviously we visited different places. As I said, Mark and Nadia, your situation was a little bit different because you'd found the house and you were there to look at the areas.
Right.
What I want to find out first of all is why Italy? Why Abruzzo? How did that all come about? What's been your mindset over the last few months?
Well, first of all, this wasn't on our agenda 7 months ago.
Okay.
Nada didn't even plan to retire 7 months ago. But she started seeing that this made sense. After a while, we both started to grow together in the idea. And I'll never forget, on a Thursday, she said, let's buy tickets to go to the October tour. The following Monday, 3 days later, let's talk to our financial advisor. He said, Nada, you could retire today. 2 hours later, she was on the phone with the president of her company, working out when she was going to retire. 2 days after that, we put our home up for sale. It went from, well, let's go on the tour to see if we want to do this, to it's a done deal in less than a week.
Superb. So I'm going to come. Well, obviously, I want to find out as well from Dennis and Vivian how their adventure started, so to speak. We'll come back to you then as well, Matt. We'll look at the town and all the rest of it. So, Nada, it was all you were sort of. It was all you. Everything sort of happened. Did you? Where did you come up with the idea of just suddenly wanting to move to Italy?
Well, it started with planning our Christmas vacation this year in Italy. Usually, we go to the beach, to like Cancun, or we went to the Dominican Republic last Christmas, and just wanted to do something different. And I love the architecture in Italy, and and all of that. And myself with an interior design background, that was very interesting to me. So through that process of planning the trip, I came across a home in Italy, the channel and the website and everything, and just started learning about the benefits of retirement in Italy, and that it's a lot more cost effective than retiring in the United States, and just thought about doing something different.
Brilliant. So it just happened. We're obviously going to talk a little bit about more about your story in a second. So Dennis and Vivian, when did you suddenly, why Abruzzo, why Italy? How did all of this come about?
Well, it's a long story. It started like 45 years ago when I got my first full-time job, and I've been at it since then. So, not to say that it doesn't come without hard work and lots of blood, sweat, and tears through the years. But honestly, for like the last 10 years, we've traveled to Europe for like a month at a time every year. And to get here from Guam, you got to put this into perspective. We fly from Guam to the Philippines, and then to the UAE, Dubai, and then Dubai to Rome. It takes like 2 days to get here and about 10,000 US dollars just to step foot in the Rome airport. So of course those vacations are expensive, and we want to come to Europe each year. So we've been doing that, but I always knew at year 60 that I would retire, and that was just a few Sundays ago. So I'm officially 60 now, and this is 2025 is my year to retire. Viv's 30 days behind me. She's going to be 60 in a few days too. So that was the cutoff point for us. And honestly, I love America. I bleed red, white, and blue if you cut me, but we're just priced out of paradise. To put it into perspective, our electric bill in Guam is $1,300 a month. And most people can live on that for an entire month. And so here we're not going to have a mortgage. We're not going to have power, expensive stuff. We can take our money that we've built up over the years, and we can live quite comfortably. And I'm sure my son's going to be happy with what's left over.
So I know, obviously, when you came here, when you visited here, I know how excited, we're going to talk about your story and the place you chose in the end as well. How excited you were when you got to this particular town that we'll tell people later. But did you imagine for 1 minute, because you keep talking about potentially moving here and the rest of it, did you imagine before the tour that you would find something and do what you're doing now? Or was it hopefully we will, or was it just a case of let's just go and see what it's like? Did you imagine for 1 minute what's actually happening? Could you have imagined it?
Anybody that knows me from back home or from whatever, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm a man of my word, right? Because that's really the most important thing in the world. We knew we were coming here. We knew we were going to do it. And I've been telling her for the last, year that place is sitting there waiting for you. It's either empty or it has a nice family in it or something, but it's there waiting for you. And you just got to trust in God that you're going to get there and you're going to find it. And there was a whole bunch of circumstances. We were on a tour with a whole bunch of people. One thing led to another. We saw a place, you know the story, you were there, and just things happen for a reason. You got to believe that. And
I remember, Dennis, when on that particular property, I just remember you buzzing around, joking aside, buzzing around, but the look on your face. And you were saying to me, she's going to love this. I know she's going to love this. But it seemed to be you, like a child in a candy store running around. And it's sort of, it's great to see, because that's what happens with houses. And somebody, whether you get that buzz from a video or whether you get, to see somebody's reaction, it was priceless for me to see.
I can't tell you how good it is to be here at doing this live at 7, because you got to understand something. I'd be half asleep in Guam. It's 4:30 in the morning, and Dave's on. You gotta wake up. So, yeah, a little time change. So we're here live with you at 7. We just had a great pasta meal with some pancetta and a glass of wine. Yeah.
And life is good. Sorry, Mark.
Nada would call me from her office at 5 minutes to 1. David's on. What are you doing? Can you watch him? Can you listen to him?
Well, I'm so happy that I'm part of your lives and hopefully many others as well. It is fantastic, and it's only when obviously we get to see people when they're here or when they come on tours where I get we all get to meet each other. But it is great meeting people face to face because it's almost like everybody knows me, but I don't know anybody else. But it's so quick that everybody gets to know each other, and I think that's the great thing on the tours as well is the way everybody groups together, and it's fantastic. Hopefully, there's going to be friends for life out of this. Okay, Mark. So let's go back to you. So both of you guys chose a property. I'm going to show the outside. Well, hopefully that's going to be done next week. We're hoping that the signing's all going to go through. That's what we're hoping for. So you chose from a video. You saw it for the first time 2 days before the tour or a day before the tour. I always get nervous with things like that when people come out, even though I'm confident in the places that we choose and the places we video. But obviously, it's such a big it's such a big responsibility for us as well that we take seriously. What did you think when you first got to the area and you're going towards Capistrano and everything else?
Well, you need to realize that for weeks, Nada and I had both said there is no way we will ever buy a home without seeing it first.
Yep.
And then we independent of one another, we kept going back to it. We kept going back to it. We kept going back to the same one. And I'm very, very glad that the very last house we saw on the tour was the house that was our second choice. Because when we saw it, there was no doubt in our mind it was a far second choice compared to our first choice. So we were really, 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 I had no idea we were going to be seeing that home, but I was so glad we did. I was so glad it was the last one. And then when we saw Capistrano, and it's just, it's not flat. Now, I'm loving Raiano, okay? But Raiano is flat. I much prefer this, up on a hill.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Excellent. So I'm showing a few pictures of Capistrano, and obviously this is not so great picture of the centre. Tony probably took this one, so apologies. That restaurant, by the way, I don't know if you've been there, but we had a great meal in the restaurant there, and they do this. I don't know if you tried this. This is the speciality in Capistrano, which is the river shrimps, basically. These are fantastic, and
we haven't tried that, but just to the left of the photo is a little gelateria, and we've been there. We've met Nina. We've met what's her name? Erica. We've met Nina. We've met Erica. We're just falling in love with all of the people that we get to meet.
Great. I mean, and that's all. That's what it's all about. Moving here, and I know, Nada, you sort of we've discussed this. Things that you were the one that wanted to be here, and everything else. And how are you finding it at the minute? I know you've been struggling a little bit, sort of because of what such a huge change it's going to be to your life. Has it hit you more than what you thought?
Definitely. It's a lot harder than I expected it would be. And as I had mentioned to you, I've been in the same job with the same company for 27 years, lived in the same condo in Atlanta, Georgia for 22 years, and been going to the same doctors for 22 years and all of that. So that familiarity and that comfort, you don't realize what a big change it is until you get moved completely out of that and out of your comfort zone. So, but it just makes me more focused on, I need to learn Italian. We're studying our driving manual. We have to have a car. So just, it's a big change for sure, but I'm wanting to not get so drawn down or burdened with those kinds of things, a fear of the unknown, and trying to focus more on, gosh, if I don't do it, then I'll never do it, and then I won't, I'll miss so much more. So
Yeah, and I think it's something that lots of people, and anybody that says they don't go through it, quite frankly, I think they're lying. I think us men, we're a little bit shallow in that we don't have much space up here, so we sort of, and I can tell Mark's already saying, I'm here, I'm good, and we've had conversations about it, and we were exactly the same, and I told you this earlier, when me and my wife moved here, and with the kids, consider my wife's Italian and everything else, it took her a long time to settle in, because it is that huge change, and all of a sudden you think, I don't know this and I don't know that, and you've got to learn everything again almost, and including a language. And she knew the language and still sort of struggled to, but I think it is a time thing. I know we're going to have another conversation on here in it, whether it's 6 months time or a year's time. I'm convinced that when you get your house and you're then the queen of your castle, and things start to become yours again, because I should imagine you're living out of suitcases. As nice as Lewis's place is, you're still rented, it's everything else. And obviously you're in this in-between phase, which hopefully we're going to resolve extremely quick and get you into the place. And just, I think once you're in there and you're back to being the boss of your life again. Obviously, Mark, you'll just have to put up with that. That's just the way it is. But I'm convinced that once you get in there, that things are gonna change. I'm presuming it's not a regret, is it? It's not a regret. Is it?
No, it's not a regret. It's just dealing with the reality of change.
A huge change
is the challenge. And we, we're not here as a holiday home. This is going to be our permanent residence. So we still have to go through, applying for our visa, and we have some other financial responsibilities at home. Like I have a horse, a competition horse that needs to be sold. And so, those kinds of things up in the air, and not being able to just really finalize things are a challenge.
And let me tell you the depth of my struggle. The depth of my struggle I saw in a Dolce that I sent you a photograph of. When I looked on the top of it, it looked like part of our house.
Mark, you know something? I think you're starting to lose it since you moved here to Abruzzo. I'm convinced of that. So just so people, we're going to go to Dennis and Vivian in a second, just so people know which house you chose, and we're going to do a future Meet the Home Buyers. I want to leave it a few months actually, because I want to see how things happen. But just so people know the house, I'm sure people will recognize this from the video property. I'm not going to show the inside. We'll do that on a different one. But this is a great property you've got, and Capistrano is absolutely beautiful. And look at the views from the swimming pool as well, which is just amazing. And the thing that sort of happened only a few weeks ago, we hit a little bit of a couple of bumpy bumps in the road, should we say, that I think I was more worried about. And when I rang you up and told you, you guys were just brilliant about it and said it doesn't matter. I think I worried more than you guys did. But then you ended up buying an old ruin, dare I say, that's attached to it as well. The owner sort of said, well, you may as well, and you decided to take everything. So what's the idea behind that? Is there going to be some restoration? Is that the idea?
Well, the idea behind that is to eventually do that. Obviously, Nada doesn't want to do a project yet, but I can see some beauty in that. I'm looking forward to that. But you brought up something that I need to make a note of, okay? You were more concerned about the problem that came up than we were. Now, we were appreciative that you shared it with us, because you didn't have to, because eventually it really isn't something that's going to impact us. But you're wired in such a way that you are, David, that you were concerned about this. You brought it up. You even extended our closing date because you wanted to make sure that this was done right. And that's what we have learned about you. That's why we're here. I'm always skeptical of these guys on YouTube, okay? But Nada showed me one of your videos. I said, okay, well, that's good. The second one she showed me, I'm telling you, immediately after the second one started, I turned to her and I said, baby, we need to start following this guy. And David, I don't do that. So we are here because of you in large part. And obviously we think the Lord has led us here, but we're here because of you,
It's very, very, very kind of you to say that. I really, really, really appreciate
it.
And thank you, guys.
He said the same thing. He's like, I think that's our guy.
Super.
Well,
Well, it is.
these days, trust is a very hard thing to build. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when talking about remote and talking about your life's work and your life's savings and your ambitions, and you just don't put that into the hands of anybody.
No, and I really appreciate that, and it's the same with everybody. It is a huge thing, and I know we've been through it. Myself, my wife, Silvana, we had to put trust. Things didn't work out perfect for everybody. Can make errors, everybody can make mistakes. But I think we're here. And if we do make errors and mistakes, we're here. We're not going anywhere. And our family's here. Our kids are here. We open up where we live. People know where we live. In fact, I must sell this house and move on. But anyway, people know we open up as much as we can because we want to be part of all of your lives, which is it's important to us. Obviously, it's work. It's a job. We have to earn a living like anybody else does. But there's so much more to it than that. And I really appreciate the comments. I really do appreciate that. So Dennis and Vivian, obviously you did the tours. We went from Popoli to Vittorito to Raiano to Sulmona. I can't remember all the places we went. Then day 2, we went to Penipiedimonti, Palombaro, Faro, so the other side of the mountains, Palombaro, Faro San Martino, and then we head off to the restaurant. So there was one town that you guys just changed, and the smiles that you've got on your face now appeared then. And do you want to share with everybody what that town was?
Yeah, well, I think I can start. So it was I think it was a year and a half ago when we first started following you. There was one property that you had listed on your videos. It was in Faro San Martino, and we absolutely fell in love with that town, a sight unseen, just because we're nature lovers. And the national park there, you got park behind you for miles. You can hike up to the monastery. There's the springs. There's 2 lakes and rivers close by. We just fell in love with Faro San Martino, and then we were devastated when we found that the property that she had chosen. And by the way, we probably would have bought that one sight unseen for the price, because we already had that trust in you. But then
I think I know which property that was. Yeah, I think they've. I think they're being as Meet the Home Buyers. They've. I think I know which property you mean. It was the one with the roof terrace. I think that it was. Yeah. They've been on our show a couple of times. But yeah, you seem to change. You seem to be sort of running around Faro San Martino a lot. It just seemed to. I'm not going to show the picture of your house because I want to save that for Meet the Home Buyers, and we're at such early stages. And I know everything's going to go fine. And Paul, if Paul is watching, he's probably not on tonight. This is the view from his house. And Paul is usually a regular on the show, so I hope he's watching.
Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah,
that was the one. Had that beautiful little secret garden across the street. I was going to make a bead out of.
So I got it wrong. I thought it was a different. So this was the house that got things going, was it?
Yep, that was it. We really liked that little garden across the street. I was going to turn that into my own little private apiary and have my bees there and make that award-winning honey from Faro San Martino. But looks like we still might get that chance.
So obviously, this is the Gol di San Martino. You walked in there, didn't you? And you went to see the monastery, I think.
Yep, we hiked up there yesterday, and then we went and saw the spring there, and of course down to the pasta factory. And we met some good folks, the neighbors right across the street. And just as an example, today, was it Steve up in
in Bamba.
In Bamba. We were driving up the road, we saw some beehives. I pulled over, I started talking to a little old lady who owns the apiary there, and started talking, and maybe next summer I can start coming visiting and play with the bees. And then we met Steve up in Bamba, who was there at the cafe. So making friends and contacts, just driving around the area the first few days. So yeah, we're super excited.
I'm sure it's the Steve that bought a property from me years and years ago as well. I'm sure it was probably him. And then I was just going to say, I don't know if you went. I sent you a link to pizzeria restaurant Villetta. I don't know if you went that day when I sent you the link, but I don't know why I decided to put that. Pizza is probably my favorite food, and there's a restaurant in Faro San Martino called La Villetta. I don't know why I thought I'd share this, but just look at that. Doesn't it just look amazing?
Yeah.
That's my pizza on the right hand side. As people look at that, I have a white diavola, it's called, and I have gorgonzola. I have caramelized onions. Silvana usually travels in a different car once I've had this, and rocket on top. This is my design pizza, and they do it amazingly well. So yeah, that's you must go there because it's a fantastic place.
Well, we also did a lot of homework. Obviously, I mean, we plan it. We'll own a car and a couple of motorcycles to ride around on, but having a hospital close by, having grocery stores, having amenities, train stations, bus stations, all of these things. For me, the grandeur of the whole thing, I've looked at Abruzzo 1,000 times on Google Earth, but it's hard to put it into perspective. And literally, these places are 10 or 15 minutes. It takes us longer to get to the grocery store in Guam than it does to take us from one village to another here, literally with traffic and everything. So
yeah. I think the thing is you just have to have the guts to drive. And I think now we're certainly finding new options on rental cars, which I'm getting a bit excited about because I want to share that. There's a couple of people that I know that potentially offering really cheap rentals for it. But I think it's such a shame not to have a car in Abruzzo. Even if you live in a place where the public transport is good, you're still restricted because it's not as if buses come every 10 minutes. That's not what happens. But you miss so much, wouldn't you agree, Mark and Nada? I mean, you've been traveling around. I know you've not had a car. You're having a car soon. But would you, how would you sum up Abruzzo? Would you say that you're going to come here and just stay in one place, or do you think it's a place to explore?
No, it's interesting you say that because Nada has always said, when I retire, I want to travel. Well, traveling from the U.S. may not be as expensive as Dennis and Vivian are talking about, but still, to travel means, on a budget, you're only going to travel once or twice a year.
Yeah.
When you're in Italy, you can go everywhere, and it costs next to nothing. We're looking at doing the 90-day, Shenzhen shuffle for a while. We can go to Albania for $52 round trip.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just crazy. So there's no doubt that there's so much that we want to see. And we rented a car for 3 days a week and a half ago and just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it after Data was done being scared because of my driving. It was great. First time I've been known as an adopted driver, okay? I never put anything about the Lord on our bumper sticker because people watch the way I drive. But I've always been an aggressive driver. Here, for the first time, now don't tell my wife this, but for the first time, I can drive the speed limit and it's okay because I get to just drive slow and watch. And I love it. I'm telling you.
Something, Nate, I feel so. I mean, Mark is crazy just when he talks. So what it's like driving, I just cannot imagine. But and the thing is as well, the thing with the tours, obviously we try and see as much as we can, but there is so much more to this place. There is so much more to Abruzzo. We're still discovering it now after 20 years, over 20 years of coming here now. We're still discovering things, and that is the beauty, I think, of this area is that there's just so much to see and do. I think you've got your whole life ahead of you almost. So Dennis and Vivian, going back to Faro San Martino, obviously you love the place. It was a property that I'd not seen. I sort of went skipping down the hill ahead of the tour group because it was down a bit of a hill, even though you can drive down there. And I didn't want to take everybody down there if the house was rubbish because I'd not seen it. And I said to Claudio, I said to Tony, I said, you wait at the top. I say run. I didn't. It was sort of more of a trot down to this property. As soon as I got down there, and I radioed back up to Tony, and I said, "You've got to tell them to come down because it was just a fantastic property." And the two terraces. I mean, what did you think? Was that the icing on the cake for you?
Well, I heard you say something to Tony on the radio, like, "Oh yeah." And when I hear you say, "Oh yeah," you're seasoned. So yeah, this double new hip replacement ran down that road as fast as he could. I was in there first. I think I was sending the email before I got to the top of the steps.
I was actually reading the email, that you sent just to say we're interested in this one. I was reading it today as I was going through everything.
Yeah.
But no,
it's all about the outdoor spaces, all about the balconies and the looks. And I tell you what, those 3 balconies at that place, you can't put a price tag on that. There's just no way.
Yeah.
No
So
way.
the thing that got me, then I'm going to ask you this, because I'm expecting Domenico to come on anytime. But the thing that slightly threw me with you guys is I thought you were looking for something similar to like what you have in Guam. I thought you were looking for detached. I thought you were looking for something. What changed?
Okay, well, we love the old stone look, the old Italian feel and so forth. But of course, when you're buying an old property that's 200 years old, inherently it's going to have some plumbing issues or some electrical issues or some leaky roof or something. Vivian had actually gone back and found a footprint of this place, 2015 Google Earth maps, and it was just an empty, basically, hole on the side of the mountain with an old ruin attached to it. Now, the 2 original side stone walls and the facade on the front was already still intact, but then all of a sudden, a year later, there's a brand new home built on it. So we went back and looked at it. Yep, that's the same home. The piazza across the street is the same. And we realized this place is brand new. It's just been built. So of course, that takes a lot of the stress away from us, because we know the plumbing's new. We knew the electrical.
It really has everything except the garden. And it is almost detached because there's just a ruin next to it.
Nobody's going to
So-
build on that ruin. So we believe that place, we might actually be able to talk to the owners and see if we can knock a wall down and maybe expand.
Well, yeah, Claudio was talking to me about that. I'll tell you about that in a couple of days when we next speak. But yeah, I think when you've got the terraces and the views from those terraces as well are fantastic. And the same as Mark and Nady, you've got amazing views as well, haven't you? From your place.
We also have 4 bathrooms.
Yeah.
Now, we've been inviting people over from the USA, and we expect people to come and visit. But one of the things that we're so excited about is that every bedroom has a bathroom.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. Although if you listen to David for a long time, you realize he talks a lot about how important it is to have a bidet. Otherwise, none of your neighbors will come and visit you. Guess what our 4 bathrooms do not have?
I know. I know. You're not going to make any friends. No, I'm only joking. I'm joking. No.
It took me a week to figure out how to use it.
Well, my son years ago, when we used to come here when he was little, he we never used the bidets for what they're used for, but my son used to brush his teeth in the bidet.
I thought it was for brushing teeth. Yeah, I was like, this is nice. Yeah,
that was
wash your hands or something.
He genuinely thought that's what it was for. We came up the stairs one day and you could hear him brushing his teeth. I think it must have only been 3 or 4 or something like that. And he was at the bidet sort of brushing, and he just thought it was a little sink. So yeah, he still does that now, and he's 18. But there you go. That's another story.
Y'all have no idea how nice your toilets are in Italy. Okay, in Asia, you stand over a hole on the floor and hope for the best.
Yes, I know there are some parts of Italy that are still a little bit like that. But yes, it is changed.
I spent a bit of time in Kenya. Believe me, I like these toilets.
So the future is obviously we're going to be really interested to hear from all of you again. Dennis and Vivian, you're at the very beginning, but I think I can say that to people that your offer's been accepted, and you're staying here for a little bit longer, aren't you? To hopefully get things moving along. Mark and Nada, hopefully everything's going to be done and dusted next week, and you'll be starting your new life. And what can I say? It's just we have to keep in touch. I have to join us for the Christmas one as well, which we'll be doing about in a month's time. And then we'll see where everybody is at that stage. But I'm just so happy that you all found the perfect place in Abruzzo. That's the most important thing. Okay, so are you going to hang around a bit just because it's that time again? Are you going to hang around a bit and we'll do the We do the Domenico, see if you can guess it as well. Let's do the Domenico and Tony's. No, what do I call it? The Domenico and Tony's tongue twisting trials, wherever it is. Let's bring Tony back on. Here it is. Why do you always look surprised when I bring you out? You always look like you.
I'm usually doing something, then you say, "Oh, and I have to stop doing it."
But that's the problem, because you look like you've been doing something that you shouldn't, and then I suddenly turn the camera on. You need to change that. I'll let you get rid of the ticker, Tony, if you can, and let's bring Domenico on, who's now waiting. Here he is. Buonasera.
Ciao!
Hey, ciao, Dom.
Hey, Domenica.
Ciao!
Ciao.
Tutto bene?
Tutto a posto?
Meno male. Sei pronto?
Yes, mi devi dare un po' di tempo perché Silvia non c'è, quindi manderà il messaggio a lei e poi lei lo manderà al telefono di mio figlio, ok?
Bene. So because his wife's not here, I've got to send a message to his wife with the thing, and then she's going to send it to his son. Right, ok, ho mandato.
Lo potevo dire io, eh?
Well, anybody that's joining us and wondering what's going off, then this is the tongue twisting trials. Sorry, I've done this wrong. Let me. How do I do this now to change? What am I doing here, Tony?
I have no idea.
I'm sure it's Tony that's doing that.
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
me. How can I get it?
Well, I mean, stop.
You made me dizzy.
There we go. There we go. I've sorted it. I don't know what you were doing then, Tone. If you can put the Home in Italy ticker back on so everybody knows who we are. So anybody for the first time, we're going to hear it again. We're going to hear Tony's version of this famous quote from a film, and then he's going to do it in his best Italian again, and then Domenico is going to do it in his best English, and then we'll see who guesses it. Okay, Tony, are you ready again?
Yeah, let me give
Remember, a bit of passion. I want to hear passion. Anche tu, Domenico, oggi, quando tu leggi questo, devi leggere con un po' di passione, come si dice?
Passione,
Capito?
Ok, ci provo. Però io ancora c'ho tempo.
Ho mandato a Silvia. He's not received it yet. Anyway, okay, Tone, are we ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Ok. Ascoltami, impara di me. Non ero migliore perché uccidevo velocemente. Ero il migliore perché la folla mi adorava. Vinci la folla e vincere la tua libertà.
Grande Tony, un attore.
What can we say? What can we say? More passionate than that, I don't think we can have. Arrivato, Domenico, quello tuo?
No, ancora no.
I can't believe Tony. His message has not arrived yet. This is unbelievable. Silvia non ha visto. Allora io lo mando a quello tuo.
Sì.
Okay, everything's going wrong. Everything's going wrong. How can we resolve it?
Why can't you send it to
Oh, and Domenico's disappeared now as well. It's just not happening. Don't have the Domenico. Stai là? Domenico.
Nascondo mostro in streaming.
This is terrible, isn't it?
No, it's
This
gone.
is
Oh no, it says it's in streaming.
it's terrible. This is gone. Anybody watching for the first time is going to say, "What kind of a weird show is this?" Domenico has disappeared. Let's see if he. Domenico. Ah, it is. Ecco.
Yeah. I've got it
Allora,
working now.
per aprire il messaggio, però poi vado un attimo via, ma mi sentite comunque?
No, non ho sentito niente.
Allora, aspetta.
Parla adesso.
Hey, come again? No. Isn't my mouse is playing?
It is.
Adesso mi vedi e mi senti sicuro.
Ok, sei pronto allora?
Sì, però per aprire il messaggio praticamente vado via dalla comunicazione con voi.
Allora devi fare un foto con il telecamera di tuo figlio e poi legge.
Oh mamma mia. Allora.
Mamma mia.
Okay, just a slight technical problem. Everybody's waiting. Look, Monica's saying how I missed this. I've missed it as well. This is Tony's organization.
Mannaggia. Un attimo, organizzo, faccio la cosa e arrivo.
Ok, vai fai subito. It's coming back short. Somebody help me. Anyway, let's go back to Tony. That was truly passionate. Best I've seen so far. Why do you always have to put these comments on?
Well, I'm just going, I ain't had time to go through them, have I? So
You just put in ones that say, Tony, we love you. That's all you're putting on. So,
yeah, 'cause,
Dennis and Vivian, how long are you staying in Abruzzo for? Dennis and Vivian, how long are you going to be out here in Abruzzo?
We had 2 more weeks. We fly back to Guam at the end of the month. We'll actually be back home in December, early December.
Okay.
And then, probably be back out here and hopefully in January to sign some papers.
Superb, superb. It's back. Domenico, sei pronto adesso?
Sì, mi senti?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry for the delay, everybody. A little bit unprofessional of Tony, but, we'll sack him later.
Premessa, grazie. Molto corto e molto facile. Grazie, grazie.
Prego,
Grazie.
prego. He's saying it's an easy one, this one. Okay, are we all ready? Are we all ready? This is Domenico's best English. You got to guess the film after he's finished. Okay, Domenico, però con passione, va bene? Vai.
Listen to me.
Aspetta. Ricomincia.
Okay.
Vai.
Listen to me. Learn from me. I was not the best because I killed quickly. I was the best because the crowd loved me. Win the crowd and you will win your freedom.
Bravo.
Uscita la lacrima.
Bravo. Let's see if anybody gets this, I will eat somebody's hat. Oh, Troy's got it. I can't believe Troy's got it. Amazing. How is that possible that he got that from listening to these two? Troy was using, I'm sure he was using his telephone. I'm sure he was using Google. There's got to be something on that. I can't believe Troy has got it. Who else has got it? Darren's got it. Nobody on Facebook. Everybody on Facebook's asleep, I think. I don't think. I cannot believe Pasta Ponte is saying this is the best Italian TV show. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. So Troy is this week's winner. I can't believe you got that. Seb is saying Marcus Aurelius. It wasn't him, actually. It was somebody else, and I can't remember the name of it now. It was the guy, and I can't remember his name, so I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway, Troy is the winner. Absolutely. Well done. How you got that from those two, I have no idea. So it just proves that this show is now meaning that everybody watching it is going to be fluent in Italian in 6 months' time. Okay, Domenico, grazie.
Grazie a voi.
Ci sentiamo.
Yes.
Okay, Tony, as usual, you were absolutely useless.
I nailed it, Dave. I nailed it this week.
I'm trying to kick Tony off. Oh, no, I'm just trying to. Here we go. I'll hide him off the stream. There you go. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Sorry for that little crazy moment, but thank you so much for giving up your time. All 4 of you. Really, really appreciate it. And what can we say? Hopefully, it's going to be smiles all around very, very soon. Mm-hmm. So. Thank you very much, Dennis and Vivian. I'll catch up with you in the next couple of days. We'll be speaking. Silvano will be in touch, or I'll be in touch next couple of days. Mark had made it. Same with you guys, and hopefully we're going to be doing some signing next week. I'm sure we will. Everything's going as planned. Oh, the only thing that isn't going as planned, I probably should share this privately. It's not the 22nd. It's the 21st. The notary ran me today. So yeah, that was one day earlier. There you go. Okay, guys, thank you so much, and we'll be in touch with you really soon, both of you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Buonasera.
Okay, how do I to you too as well. See you soon. Okay, guys, well, that's it for tonight. I enjoyed that one. A little bit chaotic towards the end, but who cares? It's all enjoyable, isn't it? I thought, and what great people. Everybody's fantastic. Everybody that comes on the tours, everybody that comes out here. I know our job is a great job because we hopefully bring smiles to people's faces. And I know it's always exciting moving to new countries and all the rest of it. And it can have its difficulties as well. Obviously, we've heard from Nader's story, which I think is really important as well, because it's not all straightforward. Let's be honest, you know, when you're changing your life and the rest of it. But I say this to everybody, it will change your life, and it will change your life in a huge way, in a way you would never, what you think may happen, it's times that by 10, and you're probably halfway there to what will really happen, the actual reality of being out here, even if it's a holiday home for now, just coming out here and being part of something like this area, part of something really special. You cannot, doesn't matter what I say on here, the passion hopefully comes across because I love it here. But until you're here and until you're experiencing this, then I don't know what else to say to you. You've got to come, join the tours, come out and see what the place is like. Come out in January or anytime you want. Go onto the website, book a tour. Just come and have a look. It doesn't matter. You're not here. We're not here waiting for you with contracts saying sign up. You've got to buy a property. We're here to show off this amazing, amazing place, and we will keep doing that with a passion as long as we can. Okay, folks. So next week, I'm hoping to do a Meet the Home Buyer again. I do like these when we get people on. So I'm hoping that we will do a Meet the Home Buyer next week. But it is looking like next Thursday, not next Tuesday. I do need to double check that because I've now been told. Sorry, I'm saying next Thursday. No, I think it's next Wednesday. I will let you know. It's my usual organized self. I will let you know, but it will definitely not be on the Tuesday, and it will not be on the Monday. So it's looking like it's going to be next Wednesday, but I will put adverts on Facebook and I will put adverts on here to give you plenty of notice. I should let you know within a couple of days. And then the week after, there will be no live stream, but I will let you know. And then we start up again with the run up to Christmas. This Saturday, take a look at the next 2 weeks' properties. The Saturday properties are fantastic, are stunning, are amazing. This Saturday's video property is a detached villa, amazing located, brilliant. Did the filming for it today, and then we've got an amazing place as well that the group saw in Faro San Martino again. Which is that's a bargain property. Really is a great. So we've got a great villa coming up on Saturday. The Saturday after, we've got an amazing townhouse. And then we have a palazzo that will blow your mind. That's coming in the next few weeks as well. So it's all good stuff. It's all happening on this lead up towards the end of the year. And what else can I say? I don't want to go. Shall I just stay? No, I'm hungry now, I think. It's Thai curry time. I can tell Silvana said that she's making Thai curry tonight. So I'm sorry. I have to love and leave you, as my grandfather used to say. Thanks, everybody, for your support. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. Don't know what day, but I will let you know as soon as possible.